Hi, I'm Cammie, and today I'm in the Hildebrandt's kitchen. This is Sally and Jay Hildebrandt. So we're so grateful to be in their kitchen, and we're going to be making a peanut butter pie. Sally's going to show us how. But anyway, Jay, tell us a little bit about you really quick, like your career and...
Oh yeah, well, we've been married for 40... How many? 44 years.
Shoot.
I have to do the math. And we've lived in Idaho Falls since 1984, and I was the anchorman at Channel 8 until a couple of years ago, and I retired. And now we're enjoying the retired life.
Yes, so we've been in Southeast Idaho for like 23 years and watched Jay every night for years and years and years. So anyway.
Just don't say you watched me when you were growing up, because it makes me feel really old.
Okay, I won't.
Okay, all right.
I won't say that, but I probably could if I would have lived in Southeast Idaho.
Maybe so.
Anyway, so we're excited to be here, and we're going to make peanut butter pie.
We sure are.
I'm lucky to have such a talented wife in the kitchen, but
Right.
but she doesn't really like me in the
That's
kitchen.
right.
So I'm going to scoot out.
Moving them out. Okay, and Sally is queen of pie making, right?
Well, I was a special ed teacher for 40 years, and I always enjoyed cooking, but I didn't have much time with 5 kids and working and that. So there are just a few things I wanted to do when I retired. One of them was learning to play golf, which I have done, and read a lot of books and do a lot of baking.
Okay.
So a few years ago, a friend of mine asked if I would like to enter the fair with some of my baked goods, and I said sure. And I had some good luck.
I bet it wasn't all good luck. I bet you have some talent there, some skill.
I got some ribbons, and I've done it every year since, and it's kind of fun. I'm going to do it this year. And this is one of the pies that I entered into the fair and got a ribbon for. So we're going to make it today because it's quick and easy, and almost everybody likes it unless they happen to not like peanut butter and chocolate together. But everybody in my family really likes it. So we're going to go ahead and show you how to do it. The first thing we're going to do is make a crust. Now you can use a store-bought Oreo crust, and they're okay, but the homemade is so much better. Mm-hmm. So we're going to go ahead and make it. It's so easy. I don't think it costs any more to make a homemade one. Just takes a few minutes. And the first thing I'm going to do is turn my oven on to 350. When you make a homemade Oreo crust or a graham cracker crust, you can bake it or you can just refrigerate it. I prefer to bake it. It melts the butter into the crumbs, and in my experience, it stays together a little bit better. So, can I give you a job?
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to have you count out 24 Oreos. Okay. And put them right in this food processor.
I'll give you a hint. Each of those rows has 10 in. So, you 2 of those total rows form one. I've helped you.
This one might have more. I think this is the family size or party size. I don't know.
In the meantime, I'm melting 5 tablespoons of butter, and we're going to add that to it. So the first thing we'll do,
and Oreo crusts are divine, but I love the tip of baking it, the crust, and getting that butter melted all throughout.
And you know, maybe other people have better luck with it the other way, but I just find that they stay together a little bit better if I... So it just takes a few quick pulses. And that's about it. I'm going to take the lid off and get the butter. Would you get the butter out of the microwave for me, please?
Sure.
Right back there. And we're going to put the butter right in the food processor with the crumbs.
Wait, it's not here. Do you want me to put this in?
Yeah, would you please, like 20 seconds or so?
Yes.
All right.
A quick time out. I didn't realize this was the party pack. And so there aren't 10 in each one of
I
those.
know, it's longer.
So,
it is the party pack. But in a normal...
Those are her Oreos.
oh, that's right. Oh, I see. Okay.
In the normal ones, we did a Walmart delivery order and they gave us gluten-free. Right? Just don't eat an Oreo if you're gonna eat gluten-free. Like, it's just not worth it, I don't think.
If you're gonna eat Oreos,
I know, just, you know.
yeah.
Okay, is that melted enough, or do you want?
Yeah, I just swirl it around a little bit because the melted butter is so hot, it'll melt that little bit that's left in there in a few seconds, and if you have a little bit left, it doesn't hurt at all.
So you've done this pie in the fair. What other, have you done another kind of pie in the fair?
I do an apple crumb pie in the fair, and that's the one I probably have done the best. It would be a really long shoot to do that.
We're not doing that today.
Maybe we'll do it another time. But for today, I thought we'd start with something a little bit easier. People get kind of intimidated when you talk about making homemade crusts and pies and things like that. So this is something I think that a lot of people that are watching this would go ahead and make, because it really is super simple. And like I said, if they chicken out on the crust, they can buy the Oreo crust at the store. It just doesn't taste quite as good. Okay, so...
And I've never had a peanut butter pie.
Oh.
So we've done chocolate with the Oreo crust, but I've never done a
going to have one
peanut
today.
butter, so I'm super excited.
All right. Gonna empty this right into a pie pan. And a lot of times you think about, well, should I grease the pie pan so that it comes out a little better? This has so much butter in it that you just really don't need to do that. Some people go right at it with their hands, but usually the recommended way to do this is with a measuring cup. And you just kind of press it up.
That's a good tip.
Firm it a little bit and try to get it up the sides as much as you can. When I'm entering something in the fair, they look for presentation as well as taste. And so you want to try to make it really pretty and even on the sides if you're going to enter it into the fair. You're just going to eat it. Not so much.
So when you go to the fair, do you win like prize money, or is it just the ribbon? Like, what do you get?
Well, they award ribbons, and then for each ribbon they give you a little, I don't know what they call it, like a stipend or something. I don't think that's what they call it. But anyway, they give you a little bit of money, which doesn't really cover the cost of making the pie. I think it's $7 for first place.
Oh no!
So
it's more the prestige of
that's
saying
right.
that you
That's
won.
right.
Okay.
The first time I entered my apple pie, I actually got the grand prize of all the pies. So that was a big surprise to me. The second,
did you always bake growing up? I mean, I know you were busy, but did you like to bake for your kids as they were growing up? And
yeah, I did. But kids don't eat fancy things, and so we did a lot of the macaroni and cheese and fish sticks and chicken nuggets and that kind of thing, because it's not so much fun to cook for people that aren't going to eat what you cook.
Sally, I realize that. I love when I make a whole dinner and then no one eats it. And I'm like, I'm really glad I spent 3 hours cooking for you all.
You have to make 2 meals anyway, one for them and one for you. So I really started this, like I said, seriously after I retired. Unfortunately, with just Jay and I at home, when I make something like this, we each have a piece and then I get to give it away.
Yeah. Yes.
So this is pretty basically what the crust looks like. And I'm going to put it in the oven for just 5 minutes. And I use my handy Alexa. Alexa, set a timer for 5 minutes.
Oh, wait, we're making the filling, aren't we?
Yep, we are.
Never mind. We're not coming back. We're staying right here.
I think Alexa
We're gonna do
didn't
the
listen to me. Alexa, set a timer for 5 minutes.
5 minutes, starting now.
Just like the
By
kids,
way,
sometimes
you have 2 new notifications.
you have to say it twice. Or more.
It's
All
so
right.
true.
So, I'm going to give you a job, Cammie, if you would. You're just going to chop up these little peanut butter cups. And
Perfect.
These are already unwrapped. There's no reason to use them except for convenience. You can use any kind of cute peanut butter cups. I really like the name brand though.
Yeah. Yes.
And these are rough cuts, so don't worry too much about it.
Do you want them in fourths?
You
Or
just
halves?
Put them down and just start chopping a bunch at a time. They don't need to be fancy.
I hope I don't ruin the Reese's cutting.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to work on this filling right here. All right, so we have some regular powdered sugar. Would you mind checking that recipe? I always like to check my recipes and be sure. A half cup powdered sugar.
Yep.
Okay, in with softened cream cheese. It's really important that you soften your cream cheese or it turns out chunky when you try to mix it. You can do this in a mix master like I am, or you can do it in a mixing bowl with a regular hand mixer. It doesn't really make a difference.
And that was a full cube of cream cheese, 8 ounces.
That was 8 ounces of cream cheese. And we're going to do a half cup peanut butter. Peanut butter kind of sticks to the spoon and sticks to the cup, so I like to make sure it's plenty full because I assume I'm not going to get all of it out. And then we're going to mix it until it's really well blended. And that'll just take a couple minutes.
Oh, sounds delicious. We're going to have to make this. This may be a new Thanksgiving pie for our family.
Yeah,
Do the
we've done
chocolate
that.
and peanut butter.
I usually make 7 pies at Thanksgiving.
Oh, what are your favorite?
Well, everybody has their own favorite. And
That's why
so,
you make 7.
I guess that's why I make 7. But we always make a blueberry. One of my daughter-in-laws loves blueberry, and Jay's favorite is cherry.
Okay.
I make the apple. That's a big favorite. You have to have pumpkin
Right.
on Thanksgiving. And then the kids like cream pies. So chocolate cream, coconut cream, banana cream, peanut butter. I try to keep it down to 7. But some of my friends have a really cool tradition. They do a pie night the night before Thanksgiving.
See, that's
And
fun.
so have everybody come over. And I've been thinking about doing that. But in our home, when we have everybody here, we have the pies for dessert, and then the next day, and then the next day, and they're gone. So I keep them out in the garage because it's cool
Right.
in the winter, and I set a card table up. We had 2 problems with that. One year we had a dog who snuck in the back garage door and ate the pies the morning of Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's so depressing.
Yeah, it was kind of sad.
I mean, funny now, but not so much on Thanksgiving Day, right?
But the other problem with it is that there aren't enough pies in the end for everybody to have everything they wanted. And
Wow.
I've kind of set my limit at 7. That's about all I can do.
That's a good limit, Sally. That's a pretty good limit, actually. It's a lot of
So-
pie. So how many kids and grandkids and...
We have 5 children. They're all married. They're all parents, and we have a son in Boise. We have a son in Oregon. We have a son in Utah. We have a daughter in Utah, and we have a daughter who lives 3 doors down.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So 17 grandchildren, 5 step-grandchildren, and 1 great-grandchild on the way in a month.
Oh, girl or boy?
Now I do find with the mix masters that sometimes it doesn't mix all the way down to the bottom, or sometimes
yeah.
it doesn't get the sides really well. So I'm going to go ahead and scrape everything I can off of here. You can see how creamy and nice this looks, and it's starting to smell pretty
Yeah,
good
it smells
too.
delicious.
Okay. And I'll let you scrape the bowl here if you will, and I'll get the crust out of the oven and put it on a cooling rack. All right, next we're going to take about half of this Cool Whip, and we're going to put it into this mixture, and it says to fold it in, so you don't want to beat it with the beater. You want to fold it in with
Take
this.
all the air out.
Yeah, it takes all the air out. It's a lot less fluffy. Seems like a lot, but this isn't a low-calorie creation, right?
That's what I always say about my recipes. Like, if you're coming here for healthy, you're in the wrong place.
Maybe we'll do a healthy meal another time. This is not it today.
Right, right.
All right, so this is kind of a little bit time-consuming. You want to fold it in somewhat gently, but you do want to make sure that it's kind of homogeneous is the word I use, which means you can't tell which part is the whipped cream and which part is the peanut butter mix. So you want it all to be the same color and the same consistency.
Okay, so do you do the state fair like in Blackfoot?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna have to follow up and see how things turn out. That's coming up here in a couple weeks.
It
2 or
sure
3
is.
weeks.
It sure is. One challenge with the state fair is that you need to turn your baked goods in the day before they're judged.
Oh,
So I'll make rolls, homemade rolls, and they're so much better the day you make them.
I know.
But they judge them the next day, so you don't really have that choice. Okay, this is fairly well mixed. You can see the colors lightened up quite a bit, but you don't see a lot of separation between the whipped cream and the peanut butter mixture. Right? And then I'll tell you what our plan is. Once the pie crust cools, we're going to put the rest of the Cool Whip on the top, and we're going to put the peanut butter cups scattered over the top of the whipped cream.
Okay, delicious.
And that's the plan.
Okay, so we'll come back when it cools and put it all together.
Right. All right, so our pie crust is nice and chilled now, and I always feel it on the bottom because sometimes it'll feel like it's cool, but there's
And then
still a
your
little
filling's
warmth.
gonna melt if that
And
happens.
we're filling it with
Can you
a cream
refrigerate it
filling.
if you're in a hurry, or would you suggest not doing that?
Yeah, in fact I did. I don't like to refrigerate it right out of the oven, but I let it cool just a little bit, and then if I need to finish it off. So what we're gonna do is take this yummy filling here, and we're just gonna fill our pie shell. And if I do see a little bit of whipped cream that didn't get mixed in,
Stir it in.
and take care of it right then.
Yeah, the color, the texture, it's beautiful.
This is an interesting pie filling because it does have the cream cheese in it, and so it has a little bit of a tang, like it's not all sweetness. And I like that part of it too.
Same.
So if you want to cover up all your crust and put your filling right up to the edge, you can do that, but I kind of like to have a little bit of the chocolate crust showing. I'm going to rinse my spatula here real quick, and then do you want to spoon some Cool Whip on the top while I'm doing that, and then we'll spread it out. And I like to leave a little bit of the filling showing on the outside of the Cool Whip as well. Okay, you can just do it with a spoon even.
Oh, go ahead with your spatula.
Go ahead and put it all on.
You want the rest of it?
Yep,
Okay.
unless you don't like that much.
Oh, no.
So I like a little bit of that peanut butter filling showing and a little bit of that crust showing. Oh, that's probably good enough. Sometimes when I order pie in a restaurant, it's like all whipped cream and no pie. And I don't like that very well either. So anyway, make little fancy swirls on the top if you want or whatever. But you're going to put the crowning touch on here, which is our chopped up peanut butter cups. Why don't you do the honor?
Okay.
Just sprinkle liberally.
Do you put them all over or just in the middle?
I do.
Okay.
There's no rule.
Okay. Oh, man.
Whatever looks good to you.
This is delicious.
And then once you finish this, you really should refrigerate it for several hours.
Before you eat
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So if like maybe the night before, if it's a Thanksgiving pie.
Night before is good. That morning's good. It doesn't work quite as well if you try to cut it right after this. So anyway, here's our pretty
that's
pie.
beautiful. That's beautiful, Sally.
Now by this time we're all pretty hungry for this pie, and I think this is the most important part of all. We surely want to take a taste of it. So I'm going to cut right into this. And remember, if you're making a homemade Oreo crust, it's a little bit thicker. So be sure you get all to the bottom of this.
So let it set out maybe a little bit. Have you done it where you put the pie like in a warm water, like bath, to
I never have.
get the
Well,
loosen
we'll
it up
see
out
how
of the
this
pie?
comes out. Okay, we're losing a little on the side, but I think the rest of it is coming out just great.
Perfect.
Okay.
Oh, that is beautiful.
All right. So this is what it looks like inside, and I think the real test though is how it tastes. So please go ahead.
Hey,
with that.
thank you. I'm really excited because I've never had an Oreo peanut butter pie. But how can you go wrong?
That's right. Like I said, unless you don't happen to not like peanut butter and chocolate together, you're in good shape.
That is delicious. It's like a Reese's peanut butter cup in a pie. Only better. Okay, yeah, that's divine. I can see why you win awards in $7 prices. They need to up the ante a little bit there, Sally. Maybe we should be on a committee and say, let's raise the bar a little bit there.
Well, the interesting thing at the fair, and I understand this, I haven't confirmed it, is that they use different judges every year. So you can enter the same thing several years in a row and get different results.
Oh, see, that's fabulous.
Yeah. I kind of like that because I figure, hey, you know, if they liked it this year, they should like it next year. But it's
Right.
always a challenge to see. And some judges will say, oh, these cookies are undercooked. And some will say they're overcooked. And some will say they're just right. So,
Perspective, right?
all right, time to eat.
I was looking in their kitchen and they have this picture, and I said, oh, so who's this? So Jay said it's his grandmother from Germany. What was her name?
Wanda
Hildebrandt.
yes. And I just love this picture because it just captured my grandma just always doing things for other people, cooking for them, and just loved her family and grandchildren and making the old German recipes. And so,
What was your favorite thing she made?
oh boy, well this was quite a dish. They lived kind of near the border with Poland. This is something called pierogi, and I people have heard of it. I think she could fill it with cheese or fruit or different things, and it was just so yummy. So maybe that's why I fell in love with Sally so much, because she was such a good cook too. But it was more than just that.
Yeah, I love this. It reminds me, my grandmother's from Italy, and same kind of thing. She was always
Yeah.
in the kitchen. Like, she had a
Yes.
tiny house and 2 kitchens.
Oh wow.
She was always in the kitchen. So
Yeah.
anyway, this is awesome.
Yeah, that was her love language, was making yummy
for
things
others.
to eat. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you. And Sally, thank you for letting us in your home. And Jay, thank you so much. This pie is fabulous, and I can't wait to make it for Thanksgiving. And so anyway, give it a try, and
All right.
we'll follow up and hear about your state fair. And then I'm going to work on trying to get better prices for the state fair. So anyway, thank you so much.
All right.